We are going to take a look at the Hope You're Ready bike rack. Comes in this giant box delivered straight to your door. Looking inside, doesn't look like much assembly is required. Pulling everything out of the box, very simple. Most of the assembly's already done. Just a few nuts and bolts and a couple wrenches to put it together. Let's get this thing on the car and see how difficult it was. This is a heavy-duty bike rack and it only comes in a 2-inch receiver. The receiver goes right in. Then you have this pin to secure it. There's also a nut and bolt you could secure it with, but I'm just going to use this for now. If you have a floor jack like this to hold it up or someone, it's really going to help you. Or you can do it the hard way like I did right here, tilting it, and you have to put 4 bolts on this to assemble it. That's the hardest part because the tray is very heavy and it's fully assembled. Once you got a few nuts assembled on the trailer hitch tongue, you can tighten those up. It does come with a couple little wrenches to make your life easier. Once you have those 4 bolts on, you need to go through and check all the nuts and bolts. It's recommended to not use an impact gun unless you're a trained mechanic who likes repairing threads. With the bike rack assembled, it's a good idea to test all the operations. The straps right here, they slide back and forth depending on your tire size. The trays, what's so magical about this bike rack, they have a little twist knob to release them and to put them in stowed position. Once again, it's a good idea to just go through every single bolt on this entire bike rack before you load a bike or drive on the road. Do not use an impact gun unless you're an idiot like me. There is a couple compromises on this bike rack. This pin right here I'm removing. That's how you get the bike rack to tilt up and to tilt down. There's no lever on this. You know, there's a compromise of being such a cheap bike rack. Once that pin's removed, you can fold this all the way down. I call this camping position. So if you have an expensive mountain bike, you don't really want to grab the frame. This bike is aluminum, so it's not a huge deal. But if you had a carbon bike, you need to buy a special adapter if you want to use this style of rack. The adapter will protect the carbon fiber or your bike. If you have a commuter bike or a less expensive bike, this is the absolute best way to carry your bike. That post in the middle is where all the weight of the bike is, e-bikes especially, and it's very stable. The bike rack has 2 straps for each tire. They're a little fidgety, but they do work. Sliding the tray out is super easy, and that ramp is always with you, stowed away. Excellent. Releasing the clamp. This is why the name of the video is the easiest bike rack you're ever going to unload, because that ramp works excellent. If you have a lifted truck, it's not going to work. I've tested that before on lifted trucks. But if you have a normal style car, wow, that was easy. The ramp slides back in, but don't forget to cinch up the locking mechanism underneath it because it could slide out and cause some damage if you did forget. In order to fold the mast down, there is another pin. Just like the folding pin, it releases and then you can fold the mast down and it has a strap to secure. Another inconvenience factor for that cheap price tag, but it just takes a few extra seconds to stow it away. After your ride's complete and you're tired and you can't lift your arms up, don't worry because this bike rack's got your back. One real advantage of that easy to use rack is if you have some eccentric bikes and you need to load one backwards and one frontwards, it is possible because the ramp has a very wide channel for your tires so they stay inside of there and you're able to get it on there. To further explain why this is the best style of bike rack to carry heavy e-bikes, I'm going to take the wheels off of there, and as you can see, the bike is completely supported because all the weight is in the center of the bike in case the tires fell off the tray. This bike rack is really great for the price, but you have to be willing to make the sacrifices of not having levers. It doesn't have the convenience factor, but it does have the value factor. If you're interested in more details of this rack, they're in the description, link to Amazon. To get more bike rack videos for your purchase, click the playlist on the screen. Thanks for watching. Hopefully I helped you.